Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be sharing this presentation with you as we are cruising towards kickoff for our 2026 Utah Student Visionaries of the Year campaign. I am so appreciative of all the hard work that you guys have all done so far to get to this point. I know it's been many, many months of hard work and follow-up and communication, and this meeting is mostly designed to help you all feel confident and prepared heading into our kickoff on Monday, January 26th. Our goal tonight is to help reduce confusion and redefine expectations to make sure you know exactly what you need to do before January 26th when we have kickoff. Nothing here is meant to feel overwhelming. Just know that I am here to be your partner and we'll walk through everything together. And of course, you can always reach out to me with questions between now and then. So first off, I want to review our agenda for this quick meeting. First off, we'll talk about getting prepared. Obviously, we'll talk about fundraising outreach and tracking that fundraising outreach, a communication cadence with your contacts, your friends and family members who are going to support you through this effort. And then we'll review some dates and deadlines that are coming up, some reminders about grand finale and tickets and how to attend, how to earn your ticket and your spot at grand finale, and of course, some clear next steps. So by the end of this meeting, you should be able to understand what needs to be done prior to kickoff, which I'm sure most of you probably have a pretty good understanding of that. We've talked about it quite a bit, how your fundraising outreach is going to work, and where to go for help and resources. I want to share this slide again. This little pie chart shouldn't be any secret. We've talked about it a lot of where the revenue comes in for this campaign. Over 80% of all your donations come from your personal network. So that would include this blue segment and the purple segment. Your network is important, and that's why we encourage you to make such a robust contact list over the course of these last several months. 57% of your donations come in online. So this is why it's so important to be emailing and be consistently emailing more than just once and sending those reminders and those follow-ups to your contacts. This campaign really is relationship based. If I haven't said it enough, I'll say it again. This is not about cold calling. It's not about finding strangers or Googling people that you can come in contact with. Thinking about your family and your team members' families' networks is the number one priority. Social media helps, but it's not a huge driver. Direct outreach really yields the biggest successes. Fundraising works best when it's consistent, personal, and organized. So you'll want to make sure to keep track of all of those outreaches that you make, and make it personal to the people that you're reaching out to. So next up, obviously, this slide is very important. Who, how, and when. Hopefully you've got a pretty good contact tracker built by now. Hopefully you've collected both mailing addresses, but also email addresses and phone numbers. If you haven't yet, I would suggest doing a little bit of work and including your parents on getting those details from your contacts so that you have everything you need throughout the course of the next 7 weeks to make your outreach. Everyone included on your contact tracker should receive some sort of outreach from you, whether that's a letter or an email or a phone call or a text message. Anyone you send a letter to, you should also be emailing and then continually following up via email. On kickoff day, part of our Hall of Fame requirements is sending out a personal ask email to all of your contacts. You should all know where to find those email templates. If you don't, please let me know ASAP so that I can direct you to where to find that. This will ensure that your network hears from you directly and understands why this matters to you. Something you might also want to consider is having your parents forward your email to their contacts as well. A lot of those contacts will be used to seeing emails from your parents and may be more inclined to open that message if it comes from them directly. If they send that forwarded email, it should have your link in it as well, and that way they can go directly to your page to donate. Under the how, you will want to email in bulk. And I'm sure you can imagine sending out the same email in a new compose screen every time, especially with the number of contacts you'll be reaching out to, could be a significant amount of time investment. When you email, you will want to put your contacts in the BCC field. If you've never done that before, BCC is called blind carbon copy. You probably have learned about this in school, but it just masks their contact info from all of the other recipients so that all the recipients don't know who else has received that email, and then spammers or hackers can't steal their contact info. So use the BCC field for your contact email addresses. Um, you'll want to also make sure that your email server, whether you use Gmail or Outlook or any other email systems, a lot of them don't want their clients to be spam people. And so they put a limit on how many emails you can send or how many contacts you can put in your emails that you send out. So you'll want to maybe consider sending in batches if you need. So putting 20, 30, 50 email addresses in your email and then sending multiple of those batches. Or you'll maybe want to consider modifying enough of the text in your email or the subject line to avoid getting locked out of your email for spamming. If you have questions about this, please feel free to let me know, or you can Google it. A lot of email clients will have that information available in their customer service or their help. You can schedule your emails in advance. This is a really cool feature of a lot of our email servers. If you want to schedule them all out to go all out on the same day, you can schedule them on Sunday night before the busyness of the week gets underway. You can also, if you're going out of town, you can schedule that email to go out in advance before you leave town. Always ask for help if you need it. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Believe me, I've been doing this for a few years. This is my 5th campaign that I've managed. So you can imagine I've heard a lot of questions, and there's no such thing as a stupid question. Chances are, if you have questions, another candidate or a team member might have the same question as you. You can ask your parents for help. You can ask your team members for help. I know you guys are all really tech savvy, and you can help each other, or you are welcome to contact me or McCall on our team. We're kind of savvy too, but you guys are probably savvier than us. Fundraising is a team effort, and you're not expected to do this alone. So you've recruited great teams to help you do this. And also, we're here to help parents and our staff. We are more than happy to help you whenever the need arises. The when, this one is really important and often gets overlooked by some of our candidates and team members. You will want to send one email each week to all of your contacts. And so that is a total of 7 emails over the course of this campaign. And sometimes we suggest increasing frequency in the last week of the campaign and send a couple that week just to stay top of mind with your network and make sure everybody that you're in contact with has every opportunity to make a donation to support your fundraising efforts. We always suggest choosing one consistent day and time each week. Sunday nights are a great time to send, and that way people have those emails in their inbox on Mondays when they get to work. If that doesn't work, a lot of times candidates will use our weekly meetings to get those emails sent out. But in any case, you will want to send those emails weekly. You'll want to set a reminder so nothing gets missed. Oftentimes we get busy. I know you guys are busy. We've juggled a lot of meetings together, and you have a lot of priorities as part of your week and your days. Consistency is far more important than writing the perfect email. I think you guys have heard me say this numerous times. Progress over perfection, and also done is better than perfect. So if you are struggling and you are like me, I am a perfectionist. If you're like me and you want everything to be perfect before it gets sent, oftentimes you'll lose a day or two because you are wanting to get everything perfect and you don't want there to be any mistakes. Trust me when I tell you, it is much more important to be consistent and just get that messaging into the hands of your potential donors. I don't think they will fault you if there are errors in your in your email copy. So those are our suggestions for getting everything ready to go. Um, if it's easier for you to schedule it all out in advance, I would recommend doing that. We have so many email examples, and I almost think we have too many, but we do have those email templates so you don't have to start from scratch. And these can be customized to sound like you. It doesn't take very long for you guys or your parents to go through those email examples in your Google Drive. Um, they're in the resources drive under email, letter, and text templates. Um, we can show you where to find them. And of course, I'll be sending you the links to those as we go along, just so that you have access to them. So these templates are meant to help you and not to limit you. So I want you to remember that you are welcome to modify anything in these emails to make it sound more like you, or change the messaging a little bit. But we have created these so that you're not staring at a blank screen on your computer trying to figure out what to write. Um, so on the next slide, we are talking about tracking and follow-up. You have created this incredible contact tracker full of all the people from your network, from your parents' network. Hopefully you have your email addresses and your phone numbers in there as well. But you can keep track who has donated or who hasn't donated. And this is a really great way to determine who you need to follow up with. Um, and it also helps you track who you need to send thank you messages to. Gratitude is such an important part of this campaign, and saying thank you when people support you is so important. It also gives you an opportunity to ask those people who have donated, would you share my message with 10 people from your own network and help me reach more people with my mission? Your follow-up should always be personalized, thoughtful, and mission-focused. So when you consider sending your next email, nobody wants to send the same email multiple times to the same person. Often, people won't recognize that you've sent them the same email multiple times, but you should be sharing details about your progress in the campaign. Share pictures, take pictures during your campaign, and add those pictures to your emails so your donors can see what you've been working on and see the progress that you've made. One other thing to note is many donations come in from a second or third touch point. And the statistic that I've told you guys on numerous occasions is it usually takes about 5 touch points to get a donation. So whether you're counting touch points as volume of contacts. So if you email 20 contacts, you can expect to receive about 4 donations. Or if you're counting individual touch points with the individuals that you're contacting, sometimes it takes 4 or 5 outreaches to get that donation actually into your page. So up next, we want to help you understand what to include in your outreach. So of course, we want you to include your why. This is something that is emotional, and it helps tie the mission of Blood Cancer United to your personal cause. Why are you doing this? Why is this important to you? You want to make this personal and pull on people's emotional heartstrings, because typically that's part of our human nature. That's why we donate. We feel compelled by emotion to make a contribution to something that our friends or family are passionate about. You'll also want to include your fundraising goal and any progress that you've made toward that goal. In your first week of fundraising, if you raise $6,000, you want to include that in your second fundraising email to your donors, and thank everybody who has already contributed. Your fundraising link, obviously, you want to make sure that it's easy for people to donate. And including your link so they don't have to recontact you and say, I want to donate, but I don't see a link of where to go. Don't make that critical error, and always include your fundraising link. And then also in your subsequent emails, include your progress, like I said earlier. People are giving because they connect with you and your story. And like I've told you before, the number one reason people donate is because they were asked. So you want to make sure you're giving those people that ask, and all they need is to know that their friend or their family, their niece, their nephew, their grandchild, their friend's grandchild, whoever you are to your contacts, you're doing something that is changing the world and you're passionate about it. You should ask everybody. Okay. So, how to log into your fundraising page. This is something that we constantly see student candidates and team members struggle with. So, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial here, and I'm happy to do this live with your teams if you need support that way. But this is what the homepage of fundraise.lls.org looks like, and that is your landing page to log in. So you'll need your username and your password. You can also download our app, which is called My LLS. They haven't rebranded it with our new name, Blood Cancer United, but that is where you can have mobile access to your webpage, and you can also deposit checks that you receive through that app as well. So you'll want to use your username and password. If you need help with those, they can send you an email prompt to get in. But your fundraising page goes live at 12:01 a.m. on January 26th. So as soon as the clock ticks over to January 26th, our kickoff day, your page will be open to accept donations. And it is critical that your pages are personalized, both with content, adding your why and your goal, and also a picture. I heard a statistic at one point in my nonprofit career that pages with photos receive 60% more donations. And I truly think that's because your donors want to see your face and they want to see that the person that they know that's asking them to donate is represented on this page photographically. So a complete personal page will build trust and increase your donations. So don't miss that critical step. And if you need help with that, I am happy to add a picture to your page for you. I don't want you sitting in front of your page, spinning your wheels, trying to figure out how to do that. We can do that for you if that is a struggle for you. So this little handout here is in the Google Drive. It is a full step-by-step tutorial about how to edit your fundraising page. And there is also a instructions on linking your fundraiser to Facebook. I can send this to you as well, or you can find it in fundraising page file on the Google Drive. The Facebook page linkage is so important, and I know a lot of our candidates or team members are not on Facebook. I recognize that that is a social media site that has become more geared towards older people like me or like your parents. So you should be linking your fundraising page to someone's Facebook page. It's a great passive way to float your fundraiser and your campaign to a lot of people who you might not have considered putting on your contact list. So this section right here in the middle shows you how to link to Facebook. As soon as the pages go live, it will prompt you, would you like to link your fundraiser to Facebook like that little graphic shows? Ask your parents to do that for you. One other note is your team members should be editing their fundraising pages as well. So there is actually a video step-by-step in the Google Drive as well, which is a really great thing that you might want to consider showing at a team meeting between now and kickoff, or sharing that video in your group chats or your communication, however you do that. Make sure to help them understand why it's so important and why we want them to add a picture and add their why. I am happy to help anyone, like I've said before, with any of these steps, or talk to any of your team members, or do a live Zoom tutorial if that's of interest. I'm happy to do that as well. Okay, so after kickoff happens, we will communicate with you twice a week. Our staff is invested in your success, and we really want to help you be as successful as possible. So we will email you on Mondays and Fridays. Your Monday emails will be your fundraising updates and your current totals. At the end of each week, we pull a report for each candidate, and including all of your team donations, any sponsorships, any matching gifts, any in-kind donations, all of the donations in comprehension that are part of your campaign each week. We will send to you each Monday. And those will start on February 2nd. Since we kick off on a Monday, you won't receive that email until the following Monday. The Friday emails are called Fundraising Friday emails. And they will include our weekly challenge and incentive contest, and also reminders of upcoming deadlines and mission updates and tips for engaging your team, tips and tricks. So you'll want to make sure you're committed to checking your emails on Mondays and Fridays. And we do reiterate some of this content in our candidate Instagram account, which is noted at the bottom of this slide. I hope you will all follow our candidate Instagram account. As the campaign kicks off, there will be a lot more content shared on there. Deadlines, contests, updates from our honored hero, Emery. It's a great way to stay in the loop and make sure that you're getting all that information. The emails on Monday and Friday will be coming from our team member, McCall Hennessy. She is so fantastic and she will be sharing all this info with you. So watch for emails from McCall. They will not be coming from me. And make sure you read these emails carefully. I don't want you missing deadlines. A lot of it is time sensitive. And I want you guys to be engaged with the contests that we're having. There is incentive funds up for grabs each week. So please take note of all of this information that's going to start coming to you. We will also be copying your parents as well. All right, we have upcoming dates and deadlines. If you need to take a picture of this slide, please do so. These will all be reminded to each of you in our weekly calls and in emails that come out from McCall each week. So the first deadline coming up is a big one. Friday, February 20th is when all of your commitment forms are due for sponsorship, for in-kind commitments, and for program ads. This is also a big day because it is the incentive deadline for your team members to earn their tickets to Grand Finale. So if you have team members striving to raise $1,500, that is the day they need to have those funds banked by or those commitments in by. If they have a sponsorship that they have recruited, if they have program ads they're working on, obviously this is a communication-based deadline. You will be communicating with me about this, and we will also be sending out an RSVP tracker for your Grand Finale, and that will include your team members who have earned tickets as well. The Mission Awards application is due March 6th. Mission Awards is due March 1st. Matching gifts deadline is March 6th. Your mobile uploads, last chance to make online donations. We've talked about all of these, but leading into Grand Finale, it is very important that you make note of these deadlines. So please add those to your calendar now so you don't miss them. Everybody's favorite topic, Grand Finale. We are so excited for Grand Finale, and I hope you guys are too. Our celebration will be on Saturday, March 14th at the Ken Garff University Club. This is at the University of Utah Stadium, and it's such a cool venue. Our general admission will be at 6 p.m., but our candidates will need to arrive a little bit early because we are going to do a special candidate toast and a red carpet event with our honored hero. So Emery will be coming in and you guys will be a part of that very special moment. Each team that achieves Hall of Fame will earn one table with 10 seats for 10 guests. These 10 seats include candidates and co-candidates and your parents. Those additional seats outside of your parents and you guys as candidates will be included in that as well. Once you hit $10,000, you will earn a secondary table for Grand Finale. If you don't achieve Hall of Fame, you do need to raise $10,000 to earn that first table to attend Grand Finale. If you don't achieve $10,000, we will talk about your attendance at Grand Finale and your invitations. But everybody should be aiming to achieve Grand Finale, achieve Hall of Fame to earn that first table. Your preliminary headcount will be due, there's a typo on this, February 20th. So that is when we will determine how many seats you have earned for Grand Finale. Again, like I said, this is very communication based. And we will talk with each of you about the seats that you have earned from that point forward. That will be a priority to talk about. And we will also be holding a grand finale preview call with more details about grand finale and what to expect the Tuesday prior to grand finale, which is March 10th. So please mark that on your calendar. I will send out a calendar invitation very soon. Okay, this is how our ticketing breakdown works for grand finale, and we will go over this again and again because it is very important. Candidate teams that achieve Hall of Fame will receive one table with seats for candidates and parents. So that's 10 seats. Your preliminary head count is due February 20th. Your final guest list is due February 27th by 5 p.m. We will prompt you for all of this. So just make a note of it and be on the lookout for communication for that. Like I said, our logistics preview call will be on March 10th. And again, your team members will earn seats based on their fundraising milestones. So you can see over here, there's a calculator. This is in your goal planning workbook, which is in your Google Drive. It is a tab at the bottom that says grand finale. So when you achieve Hall of Fame, you earn 10 seats. When you raise $10,000, you earn another 10 seats. After raising 20 and 50, you get 6 additional seats each. Your team members will earn their seats at $1,500, $3,000, and $5,000 raised. So 1,500 earns them 1 seat, 3,000 earns them 2 seats, and 5,000 earns them 4 seats. So if you have team members who really want to come or you want to add more seats to your team's attendance, key into those team members and activate them and look for opportunities for them to be successful. Additionally, your corporate sponsors that you recruit earn tickets as well. So at our Hero Circle sponsors earn 2 tickets to attend grand finale at 10,000, 15,000, 25,000, 40,000, and 75,000. It goes up. Oops, sorry, 10,000 bronze is not 8 tickets. I apologize. That's a typo. It's 6 tickets. 6 tickets bronze, 6 tickets silver, 8 gold and platinum, and 10 for presenting sponsors. So those tickets will be a part of your fundraising. Any donations that those sponsors or their representatives raise at grand finale will be allocated toward your fundraising total at grand finale. All right, so next steps. This shouldn't be rocket science. This should all sound pretty familiar to you. We want you to review your Hall of Fame checklist and ensure that you're prepared for January 26th. Depending on when you're watching this, you should have a little bit of time to wrap those up. Our RSVP for kickoff, you all have received a Google link to RSVP for your team. We only need 1 RSVP reported per team. We are going to be in person at Athena Coffee House on 90th, 9000 South in Sandy from 6 to 7:30. A little detail about that, we will have a headshot photographer there to capture a great suite of headshots of each of our candidates and co-candidates, and hopefully a great picture of our candidate class. And hopefully Emery will be there for that as well. You'll want to, if you have not already, create a group text with your team members, and if possible, including their parents. If you want to have a separate group chat for the parents, that would be perfectly acceptable, but you want to be in communication with them. Commit to reading those Monday and Friday emails, and encourage your parents to read those as well. Those are only sent to candidates and parents and not to team members. So you'll want to make sure you have all that detail to relay to your team members as we go through the 7 weeks. Make sure your kickoff outreach list is ready to go and your email draft has been created for kickoff day. Again, for Hall of Fame, your email list needs to be 50 people deep. So if you haven't collected those email addresses, continue working on that now, working with your parents, your grandparents, anybody else from your network who has an interest in helping you be successful. And also help ensure your team members have those email lists prepared as well. Hall of Fame recognition for team members is sending out 25 emails on kickoff day. And in each instance, you guys need to copy me on those emails. Lastly, I just want to say thank you so much to candidates and your families for your time and for your commitment in helping move the mission of Blood Cancer United forward. Your work that you are doing truly matters and it makes a difference to so many people in our communities that are struggling with blood cancer. And preparation now really will help make your campaign smoother. I think you've probably heard me say it a million times, maybe more than that, how important it is to invest that time to prepare now so that you're not scrambling and scrapping and trying to figure out your game plan once kickoff happens. Um, any questions that you have between now and kickoff or anytime beyond, obviously, can be directed to me via email or text, and our staff is always available to support you. So after you have viewed this, please take a minute, reflect with your co-candidate if you have a co-candidate or your parents and your parents. What you need to do to be fully prepared for kickoff. And we are so excited to celebrate this incredible milestone with you on Monday, January 26th. So thank you so much for your time and best of luck with your final preparations.